What's going on, everybody? It's Bulls Nation Station, back at it again. And we finally got to experience our first game of the regular season. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The Chicago Bulls won. We are 1-0. No, this wasn't the type of game we were expecting to see. But the fact is, we still got the results that we wanted to see. So shout out to the Bulls for that. First off, shout out to the Detroit Pistons. They definitely played tougher than we were all expecting. I kind of figured they would come out, have more of an edge as their season opener. I think there's still a new arena that they're still getting used to. They had the momentum. They had the crowd there. So they played well. They played great defense. Jeremy Grant, that dude is a beast. He's definitely talented. And, they played a really good game, Shout out to all the players on that team. We didn't get to see their number one pick, but, the Pistons still played good. But, as far as the Bulls, it's kind of a mixed bag today, a tale of two halves. The first half, I felt like the Bulls was getting accustomed to each other on offense. No, this isn't preseason anymore, so teams have game plans for them. And, the Bulls are just trying to figure themselves out pretty much, As far as offensively, I know we missed a lot of layups. There's a lot of passes that could have been made that we didn't make. They was just trying to find the chemistry. It was kind of, difficult. I know the first quarter wasn't that good, but starting the second quarter and thereon, we started to pick it up, so that was great to see. But one thing that was consistent the whole night was our defense. We held the Pistons to technically 88 points by the time the game was over, so that's always good to see. And, the Bulls is going to get better on offense, so, that's pretty cool. Shout out to Zach Lavine. Of course, he did his thing, carried the whole team. He had a team high 34 points, tied for the most assists on the team with 4, and tied for second on the team in rebounds with 7. He shot 11 of 11 from the free throw line and 11 of 17 shooting overall. So Zach Lavine had a really good shooting night. He was only 1 for 4 from the 3, but Lavine was doing his thing. DeRozan, he had 17 points. Vooch, he finished off with a nice stat line of 15 points to 15 rebounds. Even though they both was kind of off as far as their shooting, they still finished off with good points. Lonzo, he had 12 points. And he was quiet for most of the game, but when he turned it up in the fourth quarter, I feel like that made a tremendous difference in the game, because once he's aggressive, that just gives the defense more to look out for, and it helps spread the floor and create more opportunities. So shout out to Lonzo Ball for finally turning that up. The reserves, they didn't really score that much. They was actually outscored 32-10. But it's gonna get better. Shout out to Ayo Dosunmu. Yeah, he came in 11 minutes and had 6 points. Was just getting buckets. He wasn't scared at all. He got blocked a couple times, which was kind of funny, but it just shows he's not scared to get blocked. He's gonna go in. He's gonna learn how to drive when there's pressure on him. All these things he's learning. But he hit a 3. But I feel like he provided a great spark for the team that we truly needed. So shout out to Ayo Dosunmu. And so, in the third quarter, the Bulls was trailing 57-50, and we had already 18 ties and lead changes. And so, that's when, Lavine just started turning it up. He gave Vooch a 3, drove in for a dunk, and then I think Lavine had 15 third quarter points that gave us a 71-69 lead at the end of the third. And so that run was very crucial. And so, Zach had it going tonight. But, It's definitely going to get better. They didn't shoot the ball well as far as offensively, but their defense was very good throughout the whole game. So that was pretty good to see. But I feel like we were kind of going against two teams this game. And the other team we were going against besides the Pistons was the refs. What were the refs calling this game? It felt like they had a set goal just to call everything against the Chicago Bulls. Like, literally, especially in that first half, it was kind of terrible. I'm like, what are you guys calling? We wasn't getting no fouls. Vooch is getting beat up by 3 or 4 people in the paint. DeRozan is driving, getting hit. It's travels that Lonzo is pointing out that the refs is not calling. Zach should have got some calls. I'm like, what is going on? And so I don't know if the referees are teaming up with ESPN and the analysts. That's a joke, but it's kind of not. And just trying to make sure the Bulls don't be successful this year. But we gonna pull it out. Yeah, we definitely gonna pull it out. And so it was a play at the end of the game. I promise you, it was the play where Zach Lavine drove in, and Jeremy Grant flopped to try to take a charge, and he fell and pulled Zach Lavine over. I'm telling you, if the refs would have called that a charge, I would have put on my running shoes and ran from Atlanta all the way to Detroit and personally gave that referee some words of my own. Like, that's how bad the referees was calling calls today. But luckily, they called it a block, which gave Zach Lavine 2 more free throws. But as well as Grant was playing all game, he was falling left and right, getting calls, which shouldn't have been calls. Like, he can just drive in the paint and just trip, have his hair swinging, and they'll call it. And I'm just like, come on now, refs. Y'all got to do better. But we found a way to pull it out through the refs, to close out the game. But I'm going to do a quick player-by-player review just to show how they did. Let me see. So, DeMar DeRozan, he finished off with 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. He started off very slow. He still was able to operate from the mid-range and score, so that was pretty good. We needed that 17 points. He had a couple of defensive plays that was questionable, but he also had a couple of nice help defensive plays also. So it's kind of like a mixed bag for DeRozan, but we definitely needed his points, and he played well, and I feel like he's going to be getting better the more acclimated he gets. Patrick Williams, he had a quiet game today. He only had 6 points, 1 rebound. I feel like he's still rounding back into form after missing all of training camp, so people need to still remember that. He had a nice catch oop from Alonzo full court, which was nice. He also had a nice defensive play at the end of the game where they subbed him in to guard Grant, and that was a crucial bucket that the Pistons needed. So yeah, Patrick Williams definitely has to get better, but I feel like he will in due time once he gets his conditioning and overall feel back up. So I'm not really too much worried about Patrick Williams. And Nikola Vucevic, he finished out with 15 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists. His numbers look good, but he also shot a bad percentage. He was also another player in the first half, missed a ton of shots. And I know you can see Vooch was getting frustrated, especially with the refs, because they weren't giving him no calls. But he fought through it and hit some timely shots in the second half. But yeah, Vooch, he's definitely realized he needs to play better as far as his shot percentage. And they were also targeting him on defense in the pick and roll, which he was kind of being exposed. But you know what you're going to get with Vooch. It's going to be some defensive issues as far as bringing him out. But he's also going to give you points. So, it was an okay game for Vooch, but I definitely feel like he could play better. I already talked about Zach. Zach is a monster. Zach is a beast. Not too many people could do anything with Zach Lavine. So I'm going to move on. Lonzo Ball, I said a little something about him also. He started off the game quiet, but he hit a nice three with a guy in his face, then hit a nice little step back bank shot, which was nice. And he had some really nice defensive plays. So when Lonzo is engaged and he's like attacking, that just brings a whole new element to our team. And hopefully the coach and them talk to him and help him realize he needs to do that for more than just one quarter, because that's just going to be truly beneficial to our team. And I feel like with us playing the Pelicans next game, he's definitely going to do that. Alex Caruso didn't have a nice scoring game, but he was all over the floor defensively. I think his play of the game was when he ran with, who was that? I think he went against somebody, but he dove for the loose ball, stole it, and got the ref to call out of bounds on the other player. But yeah, Alex Caruso, his defense is tremendous. He got 4 steals this game. His plus minus wasn't good, but you saw the impact he brought to our team. So shout out to Caruso. Javonte Green, he kind of had a quiet game. He only had 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He definitely needs to step it up. Same as Alize Johnson with only 4 rebounds. But Ayo, once again, shout out to Ayo. He came in and he provided that spark that we needed, and it was great to see. And DeRozan said after the game, Ayo's one of his favorite rookies he's ever had, and he's feel like he's going to be a great player in a couple years. So that's pretty much it. The Bulls, they definitely need to work on their they shot 43% from the field, which isn't terrible, but the three-pointers, they only shot 30%, so they need to step that up. But and another thing is the 17 turnovers. They definitely need to trim that down a little bit. But, it's first game. It's 81 more games. The biggest stat of the game is that the Bulls are 1-0. So shout out to the Bulls. And, our next game is against the Pelicans. And that will be Friday, which is tomorrow. And, hopefully we'll be seeing a better game because it'll be our first home game. And, shout out to the whole nation. I'm out. And definitely don't forget to subscribe to my page and like this video.